If you played the Battlefield 6 beta, you can relate to what I'm about to say. If you felt a rush of nostalgia, a feeling of the good old times, that wasn't an accident. Battlefield got it right, and that could be a huge turning point for FPS gaming. And after watching that new BO7 trailer, I have some things to say. Let's get into it. So the day today is Tuesday, August 12th, and Black Ops 7 just dropped their new teaser trailer. And if you haven't watched it already, it's super cinematic, it's dark, it kind of gives off the feeling of a Black Ops 3 kind of game. So going through the setting and the story, the teaser is set to be in 2035. It's basically years after the events of the other earlier Black Ops games. And Mason is going to be the main character, as you can see in the earlier trailer as well. And he's kind of leading this world of a kind of a destabilized psychological warfare type of world. The trailer doesn't show any gameplay. It doesn't show any characters. It doesn't really embody what Call of Duty is about. It's just kind of like a really chilling, deep kind of trailer. The trailer just felt more like a psychological thriller and a horror kind of trailer than your typical COD teaser, which I thought was interesting. And this is where my frustration, along with a lot of other Call of Duty fans' frustration, comes in, is that Call of Duty perfectly nails these serious, hype-inducing trailers that really get you sucked into the gameplay. Like, damn, like this is about to be a good ass game. And you know what? Fair enough. It's actually like that for maybe a month, 2 months of the game being out. And then after that, the actual game just becomes like a marketplace of gimmicks. Honestly, the tone that you see 3 months after Call of Duty comes out is not the same tone when they drop these teaser trailers. It's not long before you see SpongeBob, Sandy Cheeks, and the Krusty Krab in Call of Duty Black Ops 7, bro. And that's why people are so skeptical about Call of Duty in the first place. Because if you look at the last 3, 4, even 5 Call of Duties, history has shown us exactly where this is going. But that is exactly where the contrast of Battlefield 6 comes into play. And I think this is the most important part of this video, because Battlefield 6 showed us during the beta that you can have fun with a game without selling your soul to these microtransactions and making the game completely arcade-like. Less is more. That is what they need to know. Less is more. Essentially, Battlefield's tone and gameplay in the beta was exactly the tone and gameplay that we got in Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare, MW3, like those old school Call of Duty games. We felt that back then. And for that feeling to come back in 2025, that's why people are resonating with the game so much. It's not an accident. I mean, if you're a Call of Duty fan, do you remember multiplayer back in the day? Back when it was competitive, but it wasn't sweaty. It was fun without being a chaotic arcade all the time. But Call of Duty today, it's all about who can get the most kills. Nothing else matters. I had a very interesting comment on one of my videos. I'm going to read it out loud here. Call of Duty fans don't know how to play Battlefield. Tanks leaving behind their engineers, medics not reviving teammates, pilots taking off and getting destroyed instantly, camping spawns, ignoring the objectives. They just focus on kills and lose. But that comment perfectly shows what Battlefield 6 is about and what Call of Duty has now turned into, unfortunately. Here, P3R Zyval said, "I've never played Battlefield before this weekend. I don't know what I was doing, but I was having a hell of a lot of fun." I think probably 80 to 90% of people of you can relate to this comment, because that was me. I've honestly never really played Battlefield like that, and I had so much fun playing this game. That's why it felt so fun. It just, people dropped into a game without ever playing it, and they were like, you know what? I might actually play this a lot more. This comment by Mitchy Boy is also good as well. He says, "This game allows many ways to play. If you want to play crazy one night, you can run and gun and be aggressive. Or you can get on and be a sniper and chill, sorta. Both ways contribute very much if you play your role." And I think that's why the 4 classes in Battlefield are perfect. Assault, support, engineer, and recon. Basically, whatever you feel like playing that night, that day, whatever, you can do. Farna Evermore said, "I only get around 10 to 15 kills per round, but I'm usually top 5 because I'm a battle angel raising and supplying teammates." I mean, salute to all the battle angels out there. I mean, the medics play a huge role in the game. I talked about this in the last video as well, but reviving is such a huge part of the game that people overlook. If your team is close to getting an objective and you see people that you need to revive them, because those 3-4 people you can revive will help you win the game. The game will reward you for doing those type of things. I hope it's for the more casual gamer, because I have other responsibilities these days and only go on like 1 time per month. Tired of getting owned and caught by kids that play 8 hours a day. And that's what I talked about earlier in the video too, is Call of Duty has turned into a very sweaty game. It doesn't feel like a casual shooter anymore, and that's what Battlefield is like now. Eric said, I played the whole day, didn't even realize I was 10 hours deep. I think this is the most relatable comment in my opinion. I kid you not, I loaded up the game and 6 hours went by like this, man. And the funny thing is, when the beta went down, a lot of people were actually upset they didn't have anything to play. Like, I was seeing this meme all over the place, like, damn, like we can't wait 3 or 4 days without the game. Like, I've never felt like that in a while, man. That's crazy. One thing that I thought was so funny that Activision said after Battlefield 6 dropped its beta was them saying that Call of Duty is not worried about the Battlefield 6 hype because they are too big to fail. Are you kidding me? They're basically saying, yeah, we know we don't put out a great product, but guess what? Y'all still gonna buy it. And they're right. We are gonna buy it. No matter what Call of Duty puts out, people are so connected to this franchise that they'll buy the game no matter what. We've had Call of Duty take things out of a game and put it back in, and we applaud them for it. And honestly, you can't blame them because they're not wrong. They really are too big to fail. They can put anything out and Call of Duty fans will eat it up. It's just how it is. Another crazy thing I saw was the peak players on Steam from Black Ops 6 and Battlefield 6 beta. I know one is a full game and one is a beta. It's completely free, but to see those numbers already is mind-blowing. Let me know down below in the comments if you're going to play the Battlefield 6 beta this weekend. And also let me know in the comments, do you think Call of Duty will change its ways? Do you think it'll stick with this grounded tone in the trailer, or do you think we'll have neon Star Wars lightsabers by Christmas? I think I have my thoughts, but I want to hear yours. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all very, very soon. Peace.